Hi everyone, Pastor Dave here, sitting by the computer today because I've spent a lot of time on this computer this week and we've been having a lot of Zoom meetings. One of the meetings was on Tuesday with our staff. It was an all-staff meeting, typically trying to have a staff meeting like that about once a month. And this one was extra special because we were just all together to say goodbye to two of our staff members who have resigned, and God's opening up new opportunities for them. Evelyn Sigg. She's been on staff now for 8.5 years. God has moved her to Pleasanton, and she's beginning to do some new things over there. She's going to continue kind of behind the scenes as a virtual staff member, but she's resigning from that regular role as administrative assistant to Dan and myself and all the myriad of other things that she was doing, facilities and a number of other things. We are going to miss her. So we said goodbye to her as a staff this week. And, that was a special time because we were able to, through Zoom, it's the first time I've ever had to say goodbye to a staff member by way of Zoom, but through Zoom, we were able to share things that we're thankful for. And we wanted Evelyn to hear that. And I think it was really a special time. And then after that, we brought Jessica Kang into the meeting. She came in at about a half hour after we started the meeting, and we had the opportunity to first, appropriately say goodbye to Evelyn, and then we, I hope, appropriately said goodbye to Jessica Kang. She's, of course, been over at the LACS, our Los Altos Christian School. She's been the preschool director for almost 13 years. And she also resigned here at the end of August 31. And we are going to miss her. God has used her greatly. We wanted her to know how much we love her also. We wanted her to hear why we're going to miss her, and we thanked her as well. And so she was a part of this all-staff meeting on Tuesday. And both of them, we gave some blankets. We gave some blankets so that they would remember us. In fact, here are a couple of pictures of them holding their blankets now at home, and you can see that they're happy campers, aren't they? We just thank God for them, and we want them to remember us. And I hope if you haven't had the opportunity to say goodbye or say thank you to Jessica and Evelyn, you'll do that. Jessica, she's got some other things to do. Primarily right now, she's got a lot to do with her children, and so we're praying for both of them as they move into this whole new season of life. And then we welcomed at this staff meeting Kelsey, and here she is on our staff page. You can click there and you'll get this page here that will tell you more about Kelsey. We hope you'll get to know Kelsey. She's replacing Evelyn, and we're excited about what she's going to bring to the staff. She's got a lot of enthusiasm. She is a vivacious person who's got some tremendous experience. We want you to hear a little bit of her story. So Dan and I had the opportunity by way of Zoom this week to have a conversation with Kelsey. So here's our introduction, Bridges Community Church, to Kelsey Hange. Hey everyone, this is Dan. You know Dan, but Kelsey's the new one. Hi Kelsey, we're so glad you're here.
Thank you.
You're probably at home, sheltering in place, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is so exciting that we get to welcome you today. Man, it's just amazing how God and his timing, introduced us to you through Brian, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it was Brian, right?
Yeah.
And then you ended up marrying Brian.
Yes.
Yeah, and so through all of that, maybe tell a little bit of that story. You ended up coming to Bridges, and through that, we got to know you. And we earlier in the year knew that Evelyn was going to be resigning, and that has happened now. And you've started officially, actually, on August the 1st, but now by yourself without Evelyn here September the 1st. And we just want to say, first of all, we are so thankful that God brought you here. We're really excited about working together. Dan and I get the privilege of working with Kelsey. I don't even know how you can, figure out a title. You've got like a long title now, don't you? What is it?
I've just been saying administrative assistant because that's like kind of covers everything.
Yeah, that's probably the simplest way to put it because, there's the administrative assistant to myself and to Dan, and then other things that are going to come along or a part of the job description and so forth. So everybody should know that Kelsey is the one who's stepping into Evelyn's role. She's not going to have all the same roles, but just the big idea is she's stepping into this role and she's going to be a big support to myself and to Dan. Dan, why don't you say something about, the connection that you've had with Kelsey and Brian so far?
We have loved having Kelsey part of YoPros. There was a few YoPros who, when they started dating, they told Brian and Kelsey to their face, like, if this goes south, we're going to keep Kelsey. So
I remember that.
Brian, you better seal this deal because otherwise she's not the one who's going to leave. So that's how we feel about Kelsey. Awesome addition to YoPros, brings so much life, and I think she makes such an effort to emotionally connect with each YoPro and make everybody feel special and welcomed and cared for, and so we appreciate that.
And then you did their wedding.
Yes.
Huh.
You did.
Able to perform the wedding under COVID with we'll call it the blessing of the sheriff. Called the sheriff's office and he said it was okay. So we were able to perform the ceremony for them, which was.
How many months you've been married now, Kelsey?
Well, the ceremony was in April.
Okay, yeah.
So
That's
the date we go by. The marriage license took a while, but
yeah.
April 11th.
They were in COVID conditions on getting their marriage license.
Everything's
So
just
yeah, you guys got married in April, and we are so happy. We should. Hey, is Brian around? Could he pop in and we could just put the face to the connection here?
Yeah, let me grab him real quick.
All right, that would be great. Dan actually also did counseling with them. I don't know, did you do several sessions? Did you do them on the phone too or something, or online?
We had gotten most of the counseling done before COVID hit.
Oh, okay.
And Beth was able to do that with us too. So it was like couples counseling couples.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, Brian.
Hello.
Hey, Brian. So first of all, make sure we all say your last name correctly. How do you say it?
Hangy.
That's it. Yeah, Hangy.
That's it.
Kelsey and Brian Hangy. So now some of you are saying, oh, I
That guy.
remember Brian. Well, now Brian and Kelsey are married. And so now you can see that they're a couple and we're so thrilled.
So are
Brian
we.
had been around the church. Brian had been around the church for how long before, Brian? Yeah, a few years, right? At least.
It's just over 7 years now.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
It's been amazing, your journey. Thank you for all the things that you've already done in the life of the church. And now as a couple, this is going to be fun to see. How do you feel about Kelsey coming on staff?
I'm excited for it. It was kind of a prayer answered that when we were trying to decide where to live after getting married. Having a job opportunity in the South Bay was really perfect for us.
Yeah.
So it's been amazing.
It was just providential, the whole thing, the timing, everything about it was perfect for us too. We had no idea who was going to replace Evelyn. We thought this is going to be a problem, and it wasn't a problem. And once we, got Kelsey's resume and talked about it, we basically pulled the ad, said, well, we found the person, and we're really thankful. So, well, thanks, Brian. Hey, thanks for saying hi, Brian. We just wanted to put the connection here. I'm sure you're working.
I am working,
Yeah.
so I
Working
have my
at home,
room.
like the rest of us. You work for one of those companies, though, that have already said that you get to stay at home for a longer period of
Wow.
time.
Yeah, so I won't be mandated to go into the office until next July at the earliest.
Well, you'll have to call Brian if you're wondering, how can I get a job like that? Okay, so check in with Brian Hangy on that one.
Brian may not want a job like that. He may want to go back to
See you,
work.
Brian. Oh, that is hilarious.
Hey,
Kelsey,
I shared with our staff when we introduced Kelsey to the staff that I knew that she was perfect for the role when I started talking with her about it. And I was like, "Hey, because we knew Evelyn was leaving, but it was
Yeah.
kind of undefined when." And I was like, "You are an office manager at a school, right?" And she said yes, and asked if she'd ever want to be an office manager at a church, and she said sure, but she couldn't do that anytime soon because she's in the middle of the school year and didn't want to um, put her school in any kind of bad position. And so I thought, okay, here's somebody who's willing to put the good of the organization over her own like personal advancement. And I was like, I mean, that's all I needed to hear.
Check.
Dave did due diligence interviewing too, but I was like, I'm sold already. So we're really glad Kelsey's on board here.
and it's neat because she's had experience with the church. She's also had experience with the school, and she's going to have both of those connections here for us. So we thank God. And then you have a connection to this area too. You even know the area.
Yeah, I grew up in San Jose. I grew up in Almaden Valley. My mom still lives Almaden Valley-ish. So I'm very familiar with the San Jose area. Coming up this direction, the Los Altos direction is a little unfamiliar. I still use my GPS a few times, depending on where I'm going.
I do too.
I'm so proud of myself. I now can drive from my house to church and back without the GPS. That's like a big deal.
Awesome.
The San Jose area is home. I've been in San Jose my whole life other than college. So yeah, born and bred.
And college was over in the northern side, right?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I went to Sonoma State University, really beautiful college. I started out actually as a dance major for a couple years. And then when it got to the point where, okay, now you actually need to start thinking about a job, I was like, well, I don't think I'm going to be a professional dancer. So switch. And I switched to human development and focused in early childhood education, psychology, that kind of thing, which I'm still very interested in. So straight out of college, I worked mostly in daycares and preschools, various age ranges, and then eventually found my way into office work. So.
Well, we just thank God for the training you've had.
Yeah.
We'll have to think about the dance part of this. Does Brian dance with you? Oh, okay. So we're not going to be talking about that.
Okay, let me rephrase that. He will dance if I ask him to.
That's
For a
funny.
short amount of time. He would much rather people watch. He would much rather people. I would much rather be on the dance floor.
Yeah, that's probably where I would be too.
Yeah, it wouldn't be his first activity.
Well, we thank God he brought you here. We're looking forward to this working ministry relationship. It's going to be fun. It already is. And everybody that's watching this video, we just are thankful. And we want to encourage you all to get to know Kelsey. Kelsey.Hanggi, Hanggi, at connectbcc.org. Send her a note, say welcome aboard. We're looking forward to seeing what God's going to do, and we're looking forward to getting back to some kind of normalcy so that we can get back in the office and, do our ministry back there more than we are doing away from it. But Kelsey, thanks for taking the time. This was fun, huh, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great to chat with you.
Take care of yourself, and we'll be in touch.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Man, we just had so much fun just getting to know Kelsey there a little bit. I hope you get to know her and she becomes another person that you welcome into the life of the church. You thank God for her. We are already grateful. We're looking forward to seeing all the many ways God is going to use her. Well, there are a lot of things happening. We might think that in this time that things are just falling apart. They're not falling apart. God is working in a number of ways in the life of the church. He's obviously providentially working. His timing is incredible. It's perfect, of course. And one of the things we want you to do this weekend is please join us for our time of worship. It's going to be a communion service. This Sunday, we're looking forward to sharing communion together, so begin to prepare yourself for that. It's September 6th, Sunday. And then also, it's our final message in our Future Hope series. We said that we were going to do a message just focused on your questions. And we want to just say thank you for the questions that you sent to us. So the message is just centered on those questions, and we hope it's an encouragement to you, a help to you, and it helps us all as we continue to seek out the Lord and what He has planned for us. Hey, one other thing that you could begin to do is plan on your calendar September the 27th at 4:30 to be a part of our Zoom annual celebration business meeting. And I know that it's going to be different because, number one, we've never done our annual meeting online by way of Zoom, but we are this year, and we'd love to have you be a part of that. There are going to be many good things we're going to be talking about, and we would love to have you there, member or not a member, that doesn't matter. We just want you to come, hear about things that God's been doing in the life of the church and things that are coming up as we anticipate this next year. So that's going to be September 27 at 4:30. We'll get you a link so you can Zoom in with us. That's just one of the many things that are coming over the month of September. You'll be hearing more. Thanks for checking us out today. Be in prayer for the good things God is doing in the life of the church and, of course, the world around us.